Today we have updates on a new Radio Silence project, Return to Silent Hill, countless release dates for upcoming horror flicks, and the freshly announced Jason universe. Let's get into all of these crazy updates, my horror-loving dudes. Before we talk updates, I real quickly want to thank my beautiful patrons and channel members out there for supporting this page. Without all of the wonderful names you see scrolling up your screen right now, old Jake would be wiping his butt with old shirts. Toilet paper is expensive, along with many other necessities one needs to survive, and I greatly appreciate you all supporting me, so I don't have to resort to that. Please consider signing up for my Patreon today by clicking the link in the description below, or by clicking the join button on this page. I have an exciting new series that members will be able to participate in starting next month, and it's going to be a blast. I'll have an announcement on all of that come this June. Thank you again to all of my fantastic supporters. Now let's get into some of these crazy updates. I haven't posted a whole bunch this week. I was mostly focusing on covering the new Strangers film, but we did have some small updates that I'm all going to cover like in this little section of the video. A bunch of very tiny things like release dates or season renewals of TV shows. Speaking of the latter there, The Boys just got renewed for a season 5. Everyone and their mothers saw that coming though. It's one of the most successful shows on Prime Video, come on now. Also, one more thing to kind of speculate on the release schedule there. I imagine we get Boys season 4 this summer, Gen V season 2, then followed up by The Boys season 5, which will close out The Boys story, is my guess. Maybe we'll do some more spin-offs after that. Because just like Stranger Things over on Netflix, we are gonna milk this thing dry. Them nipples are gonna be raw. Barbarian director Zach Cregger has a new movie coming out called Weapons that I've been doing updates on this page for recently. This is a January 16th of 2026 release, so we won't be seeing this for a year and a half now. It does scare me that this is getting dropped off in January. This is usually like the drop month for bad movies that no one cares about. People are a little more focused on self-improvement for the month of January, something that they say they're going to commit to for the whole year, but let's be honest, 90% of us drop off at some point. This dad bod that I got under this shirt is proof of that. Weapons seems to be an even more elaborate idea than Barbarian, which was already pretty elaborate and has some twists and turns in it. But Barbarian was successful. It hit with most audience members. I don't know why they would drop this in like the worst month to release movies. Not really sure about all that. Mortal Kombat 2 releases on October 24th of 2025, a movie that I am dying to see because I loved the first one. I might be alone in that boat, but I don't care. The first movie fucking rocks. Better than the 90s ones. Hot take. I've done some updates here and there on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer film. That film is dropping on July 18th of 2025. Next summer is going to be insane for horror films. There's even more in this little update, just you wait. Megan 2.0 releases on June 27th of 2025. Insidious 6 releases on August 29th of 2025. The Black Phone 2 releases on October 17th of 2025. And Five Nights at Freddy's 2 releases on December 5th of 2025. That's basically Blumhouse's entire release schedule for 2025, and it's all sequels. I'm sure I'm going to get nothing but positive comments about that. And finally, a new movie is coming from The Addams Family. No, not That Addams Family. It releases on Shudder on August 23rd of 2024, and it's titled Hellhole. If you're unfamiliar, this specific Addams Family made a film called Hellbender a few years ago that I personally really liked. It's a little indie gem that most people don't know about. And as you can tell from their movie titles, they are obsessed with hell, so I'm sure that this movie will be no different. Actually, this movie is about a monster that crawls out of a tar pit, so like, kind of? Maybe? Oh god, I'm out of breath after that one. Jesus, I need a break. I have been theorizing recently that Radio Silence, the trio of filmmakers behind the most recent Scream films and this year's Abigail, would be taking a new direction with their career. Today's update might be proof of that. As they slip into producer roles for their upcoming horror films, like Ready or Not 2, they seem to be directing bigger projects outside of the horror genre. Titled The Robots Go Crazy, the new action comedy from Radio Silence will star Andy Samberg. Andy is probably known best for some of his crazy, outlandish music videos he's done with The Lonely Island. Videos that I'm sure if you're around my age, you saw at way too young of an age. Did all of you also have to Google what jizz was? He's also starred in various comedy movies like the very underrated Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping, and he of course leads the cast of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There aren't any plot details yet for this film, but I'm just, speculating here that there might be robots involved, and they may be going crazy. Just a wild guess. I feel like this film will be similar to the lesser-known Palm Springs, a movie that Andy Samberg did a little while ago that kind of mixes sci-fi and comedy together. I'm trying to pitch this like it's an original thing. It's basically just Groundhog Day, but like modern, and replace Bill Murray with Andy Samberg. Same movie, pretty much. It's good, though. It's worth your time. It's not like The Strangers Chapter 1 that's like copy and paste the same thing as the past movie, but we're not going to go on that rant again. Check out my review video for The Strangers Chapter 1 if you haven't seen that yet. It's just a rant. Trying to stay on topic here, though. I'm definitely going to miss Radio Silence directing horror films, but I'm happy that they're still producing stuff. Radio Silence recently announced a merger with Project X Entertainment and MRC to produce horror films every single year. So we're still going to get that Radio Silence flavor in our releases. I hope that those guys find nothing but success directing outside of their usual comfort genre. As a massive fan of the Silent Hill movies and video games, I am so excited to talk a little bit about Return to Silent Hill, a brand new adaptation of Silent Hill 2, to film, of course. There's also a remake video game of Silent Hill 2 coming out, but we'll get to that a little later in this subsection of today's video. First, let's talk about the updates we got for this movie. We got our first look at Pyramid Head in Return to Silent Hill with this brand new photo. Damn, my boy is swole as fuck here. Pyramid Head got in shape for that new movie. Good for him. The plot description from Variety reads, the film will follow James, played by Jeremy Irvin, a man broken after being separated from his one true love, played by Hannah Emily Anderson. When a mysterious letter calls him back to Silent Hill in search of her, he finds a once recognizable town, transformed by an unknown evil. As James descends deeper into the darkness, he encounters terrifying figures, both familiar and new, and begins to question his own sanity as he struggles to make sense of reality, and hold on long enough to save his lost love. Christoph Gans, who directed the first Silent Hill film, will be returning to direct this third installment. He notably did not direct the 2012 Silent Hill Revelation, a sequel that I have seen more times than I'd like to admit. It's so bad it's good. I don't know why, but I love that movie to death. Talking about his upcoming feature, Gans stated, Return to Silent Hill is a mythological love story about someone so deeply in love they're willing to go to hell to save someone. I'm delighted to have the wonderful talents of both Jeremy Irvin and Hannah Emily Anderson take us on this journey into a psychological horror world that I hope will both satisfy and surprise fans of Silent Hill. The film will be released alongside a remake video game of Silent Hill 2. Now, listen, I'm not like crazy big into video games, but if a new Silent Hill, Resident Evil, or Mortal Kombat drops, ya boy is there day one. Talking about the synergistic relationship between filmmakers and game designers, producer Victoria Hadida says, Christoph and I have been working closely with our partners at Konami as they update the video game to also create a version of Silent Hill for the theatrical audiences of today. You will still find the iconic monsters, but there will also be new designs. We are confident that this new film and Konami's updated game together will propel the franchise forward for years to come. Considering that these two very different groups of creators are working so closely together, I wonder if there's going to be any connections between the new video game as well as the movie. There's no release date yet for either of these projects, but I am drooling over them. I cannot wait. Gimme that Silent Hill, baby. Bring it on! The biggest update in today's video, though, is of course yet another bittersweet update on the Friday the 13th franchise. Or should I call it the Jason universe? Jazz hands. As the Crystal Lake series for Peacock gets a retooling of creatives, the same team has announced what they're describing as a new era from the original owners of the Friday the 13th franchise. A brand new report from IGN detailed yesterday that new Friday the 13th activations will span a wide range of platforms from entertainment, games, immersive experiences, merchandise, and more to be announced throughout 2024. You'll notice that the word movie was nowhere to be found in that last statement. So to sum up a lot of the brand new quotes we just got from original Friday the 13th screenwriter Victor Miller and president of Horror Incorporated Robert Barsamian, essentially what's going on is that they're going to be releasing new merch, video games, maybe even haunted houses like big attractions, something along those lines, with Jason Voorhees being involved. But they can't do anything about the movies. And to sum up a lot of the legal jargon that I've read over the past couple of years, essentially the Friday the 13th movie rights are locked away somewhere in a big ol' vault at New Line. A metaphorical vault, should I clarify. God, I'm a dork. So basically, Victor Miller and Horror Incorporated can use all of the characters from Friday the 13th. They just can't use the title Friday the 13th or make a brand new movie, which is really sad. It's cool that we're gonna get a video game, maybe some cool attractions, little pop-ups, haunted houses, whatever, and the Crystal Lake show. you know, if that ever actually gets off the ground. But just like the Scream franchise right now, Friday the 13th is in turmoil movie-wise. Between this legal battle and a lack of any new content in the last 15 years, it has seemingly besmirched the good name of Jason Voorhees. I don't know if good name is the term I should be using there. I think this guy has killed like 90 plus people across his 12 movies. Probably, right? There are many Friday the 13th fans out there who are very excited about this announcement, but it does feel like a bit of a tease knowing that a movie just can't happen right now. I just wish we could get a new movie, man, especially with this big resurgence of horror. I mean, remember that update I was talking about, like what, probably 5 minutes ago now in this video, where we were talking about all those big release dates for brand new movies and franchise continuations in 2025? I mean, wouldn't it be so cool to have a new Jason movie alongside all of those? Here's hoping that at some point they get those movie rights figured out. Godspeed, my Friday friends. Whew, I am out of breath after covering basically all of the big updates from the last 3 days. What has you the most excited though? Leave me something about it in the comments below about what you are the most excited about moving into 2025 and even January of 2026. What the fuck? Subscribe now or I will steal your cat. Oh, you don't have a cat? You have a dog? Well, I already got that fucker in my back seat. Oh, you don't have animals, you say? Well, I'm gonna drain your bank account if you don't subscribe to this page. These are all jokes for legal reasons. I probably have to say that. Subscribe now, please do that. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.